Chapter 3, Handle with Care. Monday, Genevieve's homeroom teacher, Miss Skeen, held up an egg at the front of the classroom. Class, this is our project for the week. Genevieve's eyes widened. She smiled. She knew what this project was about. I can't wait, she chimed in. She dreamed of becoming a veterinarian, and now she was going to hatch a real chick. A veterinarian's a doctor for animals. Let's fry it up, Josh said from across the aisle. Genevieve frowned. Josh always made a joke of everything. This was an innocent life in the teacher's hands, not breakfast. Not today, Miss Skeen said. You will each take care of an egg for 7 days. Juliet, Genevieve's best friend, groaned from the next row. A whole week? That's like forever. But to Genevieve, it wasn't long enough. Surely it would take more than that to incubate an egg. Miss Skeen held up a large carton. I got these at the grocery store, and I've carefully inspected each egg. The grocery store, said Theo from the back. He always questioned everything and knew practically everything. Miss Skeen, store-bought eggs are sterile. A live chicken is not coming out of that thing. You're right, Theo. Miss Skeen returned the egg to the egg carton. The point of this project is to learn a few things about life, not the life cycle. The eggs won't hatch, Genevieve said, disappointed. No hatching, Miss Skeen confirmed. Instead, I want you to learn what it's like to care for something, or someone in this case. And what better way is there than using an egg that's fragile and helpless? Treat your eggs as if they are your children. Give them names, take them wherever you go, record your experience. If for any reason you can't take care of the egg, you may have someone else egg sit, like parents do when they can't be with their kids. She began to hand out the eggs. No matter what, you are responsible for the egg. Your eggs are... Miss Karagosian was thinking if Seth messed up one of the eggs, he would just get a new egg. But apparently the teacher thought of that too, because she says, your eggs are specially marked with my stamp and will be inspected in class every day. If the eggs are scratched, nicked, or punctured in any way, I will deduct points from your final score. If the egg is broken or mysteriously replaced, you will receive no credit. Genevieve jotted down everything Miss Skeen said. Though she was bummed she wouldn't be hatching a live chick, she still liked the project. If she was going to be a vet, she would need to take good care of an egg. This would be a test, one she was determined to pass. When Miss Skeen gave Genevieve her egg, she held it gently in her hands and named it Chloe. Everyone made baskets for their eggs out of cardstock. Cardstock's the thick paper that we use sometimes in class. Miss Karagosian will shake it and it makes a little sound. So she used thick paper, pipe cleaners, and cotton balls. Genevieve built her carrier extra strong, reinforcing the sides and sticking in twice the amount of cotton balls for padding. She labeled the carrier Chloe and colored the cotton balls pink. Josh pretended to gag at Genevieve's basket. You are taking this way too seriously. Miss Karagosian thinks she would like Genevieve and Team Karagosian. Genevieve rolled her eyes just as homeroom was dismissed. She proudly carried Chloe everywhere, to her classes, the water fountain, the cafeteria. As she sat next to Julia at lunch, an egg went flying past her head. Josh and his buddy Calvin were playing a game of toss over Genevieve's table. Genevieve and Julian looked on in horror. Are they crazy? Juliet said. Calvin missed Josh's egg, and Hulk, the name of the egg, dropped to the floor. Splat. Oops. But instead of getting mad at Calvin, Josh only shrugged. Guess that's a 0 for me. Calvin and Josh laughed. Boys, Juliet said, I'd never let them babysit my egg. She patted her egg. You'll be safe, Leona, she cooed. Genevieve agreed with Juliet as she scooted Chloe closer to herself. Yeah, one of those boys egg sitting would be a disaster. There they are, tossing the egg around. Miss Karagosian needs to decide where I'm going to split this a little bit more. As the weeks wore on, more eggs succumbed to carelessness and mishandling. Dan's egg fell out of his bite basket when he went over a bump. Aaron's egg was eaten by his dog, Shark. Even Claire's egg got cracked when she took it to the mall. By Friday, only half the eggs were still okay, including Genevieve's egg, Chloe. Last night, Juliet said at lunch, my brother tried to play tennis with Leona. This project's driving me nuts. Leona will never survive my horseback riding lesson this weekend. Genevieve felt bad for Juliet. Taking care of her own egg hadn't been all that hard for her. Maybe I could take care of Leona for you, Genevieve offered. Juliet brightened. Really? You're the only one I can trust. You're so good with Chloe. She gave Genevieve a hug. I'll pay you with chocolate, I promise. No need. Just drop her off at my house tonight. Suddenly, Genevieve's whole table was swarming with classmates. Did I hear you're going to babysit Juliet's egg for free? Ethan said. Take Tiger for me. He thrust the egg in her face. I'm going to go ride a roller coaster tomorrow, and there's no way he'll survive that. I couldn't trust him with anyone but you. Genevieve looked at poor innocent Tiger with a bandage on his head. She couldn't say no. Okay, bring him to my house tonight by 7. Deal. By the end of lunch, Genevieve became the official egg sitter for almost everyone in the class who still had an intact egg. Genevieve didn't mind. She cared about those eggs. They would be her little patients. She knew she could do it, and it would be a win-win for everyone. When Genevieve went to science class, Theo stopped by her lab table. Drop your egg by 7 p.m., Genevieve whispered as she studied an amoeba through a microscope. Actually, Theo said, resting his egg carrier beside Chloe's, don't you think you're making a mistake egg-sitting for everyone? Genevieve looked up. What do you mean? You're going to take care of all those eggs, including your own, for 3 days. Shouldn't you focus on Chloe? You're getting taken advantage of. Genevieve went back to the microscope. Technically, Theo, it's only 2.5 days. Monday morning, everyone will get their eggs back, and I'm perfectly capable of taking care of more than one egg. Then she eyed Theo suspiciously. Why do you care anyway? Just thought I'd point out the obvious, Theo replied. Well, if you're going to keep the eggs, maybe I can help. You? Help? Genevieve said. Why would Theo want to do that? Then something occurred to her. How come you aren't giving your egg to me? Why should I? Theo said. I've been spending the whole week trying to figure out how to hatch my egg into a chick. Genevieve was confused. But you said the eggs were sterile. Why would you try to do that? Because, Theo glanced away, his face turning red. Oh, Miss Karagosian thinks he's embarrassed. His face is turning red. Because I want to be a scientist, he blurted. Scientist? Theo doesn't need to be embarrassed about something like that. That's so cool, Genevieve thought. I see. Never mind then. Theo picked up his egg. Clearly you have this covered. Forget I ask. And he walked back to his table. Miss Karagosian needs side. I think that's good. We'll do part 2 in a minute.